Ooh. What is this? Looks to me like it's cherry fudge. You want to learn how to make this? Stick around and I'll show you. Hey, I'm April and thanks for stopping by my channel, My Crazy Creative Life. So what is this 14 Days of Valentines, you may ask? Well, I've decided, I thought it might be a good idea since Valentine's will just be in 14 days, seeing today is February the 1st. I have searched the internet far and wide and I've looked at all kinds of different recipes and I'm picking out 14 that I think sounds good. Some might be a little bit hard, some may be a little easy, but for the next 14 days, every day, I'm going to try my best to make and upload a video of a particular dessert that you might want to fix for Valentine's or even before Valentine's. So today is day one, and we are starting off with called White Chocolate Cherry Fudge. And it comes, well, it was off Pinterest is where I found it, but the creator, she has a website. The site is called kitchenfunwithmy3sons.com. So we're going to make her chocolate cherry fudge. All right, well, it's very simple ingredients. A lot of the stuff you may have in your cabinet already, and actually I did not have to go to the store to get these ingredients, but all it takes is a half a cup of maraschino cherries, diced really good and drained and pat dry really good, but we'll go over that. And just 1 stick of butter or half a cup of butter. Then it calls for 2 cups of sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, and I will be using pink Himalayan salt. Then 1 1/2 cups of white chocolate chips. I actually don't have the white chocolate chips, although I prefer white chocolate over any kind of well, I don't like the almond bark. I mean, I can eat it, but I'm not crazy about it. But I've never tried this. It's Ghirardelli white vanilla flavored melting wafers. It's not chocolate chips, but maybe it'd be a little bit better than the almond bark. But that's what I'm going to use. So we'll be using 1.5 cups of this. And then it calls for 3/4 a cup plus 2 tablespoons of marshmallow cream. So I've got my Jet Puff here. And then it also calls for 3/4 a cup of heavy cream. Now, I don't have actual heavy cream from a cow. What I do have, and I wanted to try it because it looked interesting. Not that I want to do any disjustice to her recipe at all, but this is what I had on hand, so that's what I'm going to use because I don't want to get out in this bad weather. This is the new Country Crock Plant Cream Heavy Whipping Cream alternative, and it's dairy free. And honestly, dairy free is actually better for me. That's wanting to. There we go. Now it's coming in. Okay, and then just a drop if you want. You don't have to put this in there. A drop of pink food coloring or red if you don't have pink. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that we need to do is chop up our maraschino cherries and then put them on a plate with a paper towel on it. That way it kind of soaks up the juice because you want the maraschino cherries to be just as dry as possible before we add it to the rest of our ingredients. So I'm going to move the camera and we'll get started. So all you need to do is take out some of your maraschino cherries. I love the smell of maraschino cherries. Okay, and then just watch your fingers and go to chopping. You see how much liquid that this is releasing? That would cause your fudge not to sit up properly if you got too much liquid in it. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay these on. I just got a paper plate and I got a paper towel sitting on top, as you can see. And I will get our 1/2 cup cut up and then I will be back. We've got our 1/2 cup chopped up and it's on a paper plate. And then all you do is just pat it dry and just try to get majority of that juice, or as much of the juice as possible as you can get up. And then you will set those to the side and we will be back. Once you get your cherries chopped up and laid to the side on the paper towel to drain, you're gonna add your 1 stick of butter, 2 cups of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 cup of cream. You're gonna bring this to a boil, and then you want it to reach, you want to take a candy thermometer and you want the temperature to reach 235 degrees. Once it reaches that temperature, we will go to our next step. All right, we have it to a rolling boil, and we're going to continue to cook this until it reaches 235 degrees Fahrenheit. We are at 235, so take it off of the stove, set it to the side when it reaches 235 degrees. Then to this, we're going to add our marshmallow cream and our white chocolate chips. Well, that's pretty much the whole bag, so I'm just adding the whole bag to that. And then you want to stir until everything is melted. Okay, after you have added that, and I think I may have forgot to tell you 1 drop of the pink food coloring, but you want to stir it really well until it's melted. Okay, that's 1 drop didn't do, so I'm going to add a couple more drops. It really depends on what color pink you want, or if you don't want pink at all. All right, then goes the cherries. You want to just stir them really good. Okay, so then you're going to pour it into your 8x8 pan, or 9x9 if you have one of those. It just will be a little bit thinner. Then you want to let it sit on the counter for 3 to 4 hours. All right, that's kind of a sticky mess, but it smells and it looks really good. So once we pour it into our 8x8 pan, line it with parchment paper, and I kind of took some canola oil and spritzed in there a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't stick. But you're gonna let it cool on your countertop for 3 to 4 hours, and then we will let it out and chop it into little squares. I'll see you back then. Hey, we are back. It's been about 4 hours, so I think it's enough to where we can cut it. It's still a little bit soft, but I think it's enough where we can cut it into squares and taste it. So let me move the camera where you can see, and I'll be right back. Here we go. I'm just gonna transfer it to a cutting board. Okay, I think you should be able to see there. So here we go. It is still soft, but it's cuttable. It's still pretty soft. That's an edge piece, but I probably did not pat. Here, let me change this view. Okay. So it looks kind of soft and runny. It's possible I may not have, and it's what it looks like, I may not have got the cherries done enough or dried enough. So watch out for that if you decide to make this fudge. But this side, and then it probably needs to set and harden a little bit more too. But this, for the most part, this piece looks pretty good. Well, that's kind of a bummer, but I will put this in the fridge, let it harden up, and then on tomorrow's video, I'll let you know if that's all it needed, was just maybe a little bit more time, or maybe just to be kind of chilled, or if I really did just not get my cherries dried enough. And I thought I did, but I don't know. So I will let you know tomorrow what I've done wrong. But in the meantime, let's try just a little bite and see. But that's so wet, you cannot see that. Yeah, that's so wet, that's making me think maybe I didn't get them dry enough. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a little taste. That's pretty good. I would like a little bit more cherry flavor. So if I made this again, I would probably use about a teaspoon of almond extract. I would try that first. A teaspoon of almond extract when I make this again, and I'm sure I will. And if that wasn't enough of the cherry flavor, then I would just get some cherry extract and add that in addition to the almond. So again, I will let you know how this turns out tomorrow once I put it in the fridge. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss this Valentine's series. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you like this video, give it a like, and catch me tomorrow and see what kind of Valentine's treat that we're going to try to come up with tomorrow. And I will let you know the update on this cherry fudge. Oh, also, the link to her recipe on Pinterest, I will link that down in the description. You can also find me on other social media, and I will link that down in the description as well. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, and you all have a blessed night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Crap, April, what's the word you're looking for? Series.